Hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. I'm your host, Desiree DeMars, and it is Saturday, October 8th, 2022. Wonderful to be here. It's an incredibly gorgeous fall day here in the mountains of Western North Carolina. A little colder than I would like it this early in the season, but hopefully we will have another cycle of warm, late summery temperatures. We often do, even in November. So I'm looking forward to that. And in the meantime, I am lighting a candle. And I'm going to make an offering. So I just invite you to internally make an offering, or just be present with me as I do so on the cloth. And I like to blow into it so that my prayer is infused into the offering itself. And in case you're wondering, that's that little white powdery stuff. It's actually blue cornmeal, tobacco, and other maybe flower petals, little surprises or things that have come into my life. And I'm just guided to use those as part of the offering in my offering bag whenever I'm doing some kind of a ceremony. So with your offering, with your presence, I've got things set up to flip over to the other camera when we're ready. And it is, the only highlight I have been thinking about is just observing the craziness, the chaos, the sudden and unexpected changes. We have all this Uranus energy we're getting slammed with, and will be feeling its effect through the eclipse season now, which is starting, and also kicking off with this full moon in Aries. So this fiery, creative, powerful energy of beginnings, right? Wanting to begin anew. So of course, then that means we're in a cycle of completion before the new, which is what we're all feeling, which is the old versus the new, conventional, unconventional, centralized versus decentralized. And I just want to say again, if you're wanting more specific information, astrologically, please listen to Pam Gregory. I just love her. No nonsense, high vibrational information without any woo-woo. And not that anything's wrong with woo-woo. I have a little bag over here that I keep my camera in, says don't poo-poo the woo-woo, which always makes me giggle when I see it. I don't know what's wrong with woo-woo, but for some of you may not be interested. So Pam is a no woo-woo kind of gal. Love her take. She has great interviews, amazing people, highlighting amazing people doing amazing things in these challenging times. So let's all now focus on the breath. By taking a couple specifically, at least in through the nose, and holding for a few seconds, letting that vagal nerve get activated, and then relaxing and releasing. It's like a yogic breath. Just allowing all parts of your body to feel that revitalization or the activation. Hold, expand. Align yourself with that place between the inhale and the exhale, the power and the pause. And then as you exhale with the mouth, let your jaw, shoulders, chest, and tailbone relax, dropping down, 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 deeper and deeper into the earth. So now just imagine a brilliant white light is surrounding us as always, but we are becoming more aware of it. And that brilliant light is bringing us down to the center of the earth, to that central core of iron, Pachamama, that vitality and health. The red blood cells, our hemoglobin, imagine them getting stronger and stronger, our T cells being activated through this conscious breath, right? And then naturally you feel a fullness as you go down, and you feel that energy rise back up and flow out all the way through the top of your head like a fountain. Infinite and eternal, activating all of our chakras so that all of our chakras are functioning fully, front and back, balanced and aligned. So feel that expansion in each of your energy centers, activating the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white. Activating your toroidal field, your central channel now expanding even greater and moving up and down and out in every direction. And acknowledging just briefly a golden orb. You can just imagine it, use your imagination, feel this golden ball or orb of sunlight, of golden liquid honey light. And then imagine you've got a sacred triangle here, one at each shoulder and one above your head, and it has now activated the nature of your true purpose, your true nature and being, this golden Merkaba, this sacred triangle. And then feeling that sacred triangle activating all the triangles, all the fractals in the body, and connecting you to all that is, to this golden web of light, the golden grid, the Akka field, the great mystery, whatever you call it. Just feel that connection. So you're plugged into your superconscious awareness. Yes, and that golden thread of light flows again all the way down. Woo, I could really feel it today, from the top of the head down to the core of the earth. Feel this fire, this Aryan fire of this full moon that's happening. I think it's tonight or tomorrow, depending on your neck of the woods, what time it's going into its fullness. But we can feel it already. Feel it. And as we call in and co-create this sacred circle that will be receiving the highest of wisdom and guidance from our symbols today, from our ancestors, let's call in all of the directions: the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. And to all of the elementals: earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us as we sit in this sacred circle filled with light, wisdom, knowledge, healing, activation, initiation, whatever it is you feel in your heart today to connect with, as far as your inquiry is, right? Tune to what you feel your inquiry is for today, and what I may speak that will address that. Just allow your senses all to notice, all to be aware of that. Seeing, smelling, sensing, touching, feeling, hearing, and feeling is centered in a place of gratitude. Gratitude and appreciation for being on this good red road, for knowing and seeing, hearing and feeling the truth in what is shared in this sacred symbols reading. Come and be with us, all of our guides, angels and teachers, guardians, the winged ones, the finned ones, the creepy crawlers, the two-legged, the four-legged, the many-legged. come and be with us. Come and be with us. Those seen and unseen forces, the magical and the mystical, please be here with us in the sacred circle, along with the ancestors as we expand out even further beyond this, centering beyond the seed, outward and outward even further to where all the ancestors once walked. Feel that timeline that you rest in, wherever that may be right now. And know that we are moving forward in this holo movement, holographic movement of all that is. And to our ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended and are now here working on our behalf, come and be with us. Come and be with us. Come and be with us, all those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins. Come and be with us. Hear our prayer, hear our acknowledgement of our connection to you, with you, through you, and by you. And allow the sound of the rattle to deepen your alpha state even further, your theta state even more deeply, and feel a resonance that brings the heart and the brain into coherence. So we are feeling body, mind, and spirit activation. So with gratitude and appreciation, feel that intention from your heart. And imagine you're blowing that intention into the basket here 3 times. And then I am going to switch my camera over to the camera above through my sharing my screen share, advanced. Here we go. And then I will, you don't need the calendar, but we can activate this to take up the full screen. So here you go. This is our setup for today. Here are parts of the offering that was made. And let's see what the bones have to say. Okay, the piece that represents the body flew off, which is so interesting because I was thinking of that today. I've been thinking about it the last few days, and when I listened to Pam Gregory's astrological reading for this full moon, I don't know, the second or third time, what really jumped out at me was when she mentioned toxicity and the changes of the body. Of course, we know our body isn't going through a change as fast as our mind may, our energy field. So here we have the body, and it flew off out here somewhere. So I'm just going to put that out there on the outskirts. And so pay attention to your body. I'll see if I can get a larger image here for you so I don't have to move this so much. And let's see what we've got in store for us today. So first thing, the inquiry, very interesting. It's close to the center. So whatever you're feeling or you're asking about is really close to home, close to the heart. And here is the soul remembering, soul retrieval, this little jade heart. And it's pointing right to it. It's like kind of saying, okay, really pay attention to these earthly, you as an earth being, you as the body, right? You as the body today or into this week even, and pay attention to where you may feel, I think this was here, toxicity, which is so interesting because I was feeling it big time upon a return from being out of town, and I was so aware of the then even when I got there, how different the environment was and how I could feel super sensitive to the pollution, the 5G was whatever. Everything was intensified because it was more congested where I was than where I live now. So I was extremely aware of it. And what is coming out of the inquiry is this idea of the collective. Here you are, here I am, here we are as the individual. So there are things that are not yet created, and that is what's key. I think what I said about the astrology, that also relates to this. It is key that we are in a transition. We're in the pause. We're in a power place, actually. Oops, and I'm sorry, I don't remember where Eagle Condor was, but it's saying right amongst this transfiguration, passion, the eye of God, which is fascinating. And that is key, right? Tune into your own inner eye. And inside that little piece there where I could see in is the throat chakra, right? So really the key is to how are you feeling? What are you saying? What are you speaking and sharing about this transformation, this transfiguration that's going on? I'm saying this out loud for myself as much as anybody watching the reading today, is that, again, the astrology is pointing to, we know it's chaotic, where it's insane, crazy things are going to be happening. Things are getting amplified over the next couple of months for sure, and maybe longer. But when it comes back around, or where you want to come back to, this is a beautiful spiral we have here today. And that is back to what it is you want to create. What is the vision? Because if all you focus on is doom and gloom, well, that's what you're going to get. But this is really suggesting keep a much greater perspective, call in your star nations. There is so much going on with the sun. You can, and Jupiter, I just said, amplification. Here we go, the truth. Speaking the truth, right? From the God self, from the heart self, from the soul self, right? So that's what's really critical. And here's the shaman resting right amongst the, right almost on top of the great ones, the great, 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 as far back as you can great yourself. Your great ones, call them in. They are here. They are helping to facilitate the shamanic transfiguration that is happening. Here is grandfather on your father's side. And this whole idea of take time to reflect. If you feel like you're at a fork in the road, focus on the aspect of innocence. If I can remember, I will post an innocence meditation, which I love, which is beautiful, by one of my teachers, William Whitecloud. And so this fork in the road, it's just, it's saying reflect before you leap, right? Just take time to reflect, take time to contemplate, just take some time to breathe. And this is especially true if you have a partnership or you're working with another person, something with work, right? With your work, take a breath, because there's some kind of a rebirthing happening here. And at the core of the matter, it's all about the sacred, right? So it's a teaching about the sacred. So just make note of that. And as I said, I'm really tired today. But this beautiful, I'm kind of enamored at this spiral. And then I want to get into this very central piece here. But so back then to this kind of outer ring, we've got mother. So take note of anything that's going on between you and your mother, or you as a mother, anything around the realms of motherhood. Oh, you probably did not see this top part as I swung around. I said, Sun, we are being influenced by that. Definitely, we know our DNA is transforming. The great ones, grandfather on your father's side, your father's father. And this is an interesting little configuration. Where was it? Where can I best see this? Here it is. Yeah, you've got both the masculine and feminine lineage here of young ones. So pay attention to what's going on with children. And as I say that, what I'm tuning into is that you know how we talk about animals, having supersensory or extrasensory perception, and if there's going to be bad weather or whatever, I mean, they already know, right? They are super duper sensitive to the environmental messages and information coming through. And so I would say this is who you could pay attention to in your family, in your lineage, in your extended family. Or with the other is, the young ones, right? And who can be better teachers about innocence than them? This idea here comes through Deer Toe, teaching us to be in awe and wonder, right? Don't forget the magic, and don't poo-poo the woo-woo. So, and as we come along back here toward the backside of the inquiry, it's time to receive. So this quiet time, reflective time is about receiving, being receptive. And what is that? There we go. I thought that looked a little crooked. Yes, and it'll be a nurturing process, a partnership of sorts. Move forward if there's something about partnership, either partnershiping with partnership with your own heart, your own sacredness, you're loving yourself. Yes, and the divine feminine. Tap into community, co-creation, and move forward. And here is the lock. So that's really interesting. What feels locked up? When I said vision earlier, just a few moments ago, some people just kind of look like deer in the headlights when I ask them what their vision is, and they just don't have a greater vision for themselves. But believe me, if you do, whatever that might be, even if it seems scary or it seems like, oh my God, I'll never get it, you don't have to know all the ins and outs. You can just be in the state of innocence and saying, well, what if? What if I got everything I wanted? What if everything fell into place? And the way to do that is take action toward moving into it, exploring it, being with it, getting to know your vision inside out. So it would be like the equivalent of an elevator speech, and boom, you could just say what it is. And it could be as simple as my vision is to be and create joy in the world, through my work, whatever, and get as detailed as you'd like. But making that choice, making a true choice simply because you love it. Right, and then that in turn activates health and vitality in your life in all ways. Always. Okay, and we've got Mars. Yep, some fiery energy there. Bear, introspection. What is underneath this? Okay, so if you're feeling emotional, just know, like I said earlier, Uranus is hitting us with big, sudden, unexpected whammies. We may be feeling past betrayal, kind of doing some reviews around that. And, I was thinking, since one of the first thematic symbols or codes that I thought of was our little friend Froggy, which is he's upside down, or she, upside down, touching the inquiry. And that makes me think of what's mirrored here is if you're feeling emotional, it could be even part of the collective, loss chaos, disaster, any of those things on a collective because we're feeling everything. We are connected to everything. And this is the superconscious, this crown chakra, or I'm sorry, did I say that right? Yes. No, third eye. Oh, let me see. Yes, third eye. Third eye. So that wisdom, that internal wisdom, what we are seeing with the inner eye, that's what emotions are about. It's the way of seeing with the inner eye. So allow yourself that time and space. And here we have in the great mystery, passion. Well, we have the DNA, and we have the great mystery, the shell here that represents that. And we have Buddha and Panther. Buddha, my Buddha Panther, he's inside the great mystery. So I say what I'm getting from that is that one pointed focus. I have had the honor of being in direct presence, up close and personal, with the Black Panther twice in Costa Rica. And I will never forget that. The intensity of its eyes, its focus, its calm courage, calm strength. Oh my gosh. It was amazing. So allow that inner strength, this inner sight to, I mean, this is so interesting. All these little coiled shells right here too. And then this grounding, ground it all. Call in, this is rattle. Call in whatever it is you want. Make it a wish, make it a prayer, make it big, make it a what if. What if I could have everything I've ever dreamed of and more with ease and grace? Why not? Why not? So back to kind of the center, that's the outer energy field. This very center area, again, co-creating, we've got a double two, and we have Pachamama at the center. Structure is changing, that Saturn. Yeah, and at the very center, I still feel like this masculine energy is really needing healing. Right. It's so interesting. I had a conversation with somebody over breakfast this morning where we were talking about some of the influences physically. And since I mentioned the toxicity, we talked about I would call this a toxicity, but it's like the masculine is becoming more feminine in some strange ways, other than in conscious awareness, but also through all of these hormones that are now in our environment. And we're all getting a taste of those, right? So I don't know, just be aware of the deep level of healing on your father's lineage. Your father is right here, front and center. The heart, the drum really speaking to us through our heartbeats, our heart connection. Yep, definitely speak your truth with your father, about your father, for your father. And yes, and that will bring abundance. And here we have grandmother on your mother's side. Yeah, this little cluster or lineup here, abundance in the home, cutting away what no longer serves, because it's all about the sacred. What is divine and sacred? And these are ancient women on your father's side, the ancient ones in your paternal lineage. Be aware of their nature. And all of these things that I'm saying, if you feel like, wow, I don't know what she's talking about, this is crazy, all you got to do is do it, right? Take the action to do the ceremonial aspect, take the action that will propel you forward, whether you know in words what it is. This is what I was saying earlier about the symbols representing something far greater than the word itself. So, just know there's a lot going on. It feels like it's everywhere. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. And yeah, and just know we are co-creating this. None of this is happening without your part in it. So the more empowered you feel, the more active you feel in it, the more you go with the flow of something that is sudden and unexpected, honoring it, honoring the transformation, the transition. Yeah, that's what's important. That's what's truly important. To create ceremony in your life wherever and whenever you can. And ceremony can be super, super, super simple, right? Make a little offering, blow your breath into the field, right? Just affirm it, and it is so. Affirm it, and it is so, for we are the creators of these next steps in our life. So, yeah, I thank you for joining me. Like and share this reading if you can, so more people get to see it, hear it, experience it. Oops. And then you get a side view until I stop sharing. Oh, where's my cursor? Here we go. Stop share. Oh, wow. So, words of wisdom from the sacred symbols today. Take those as you will, apply them to your life in any way, shape, or form that you feel brings the best for all concerned, right, into your life. That facilitates your evolutionary growth process. So with all of that said, I'm going to just rattle again to close the circle. Oh, again, with gratitude and appreciation for all of you, for this good red road, for walking on this path together. And I look forward to hearing from you. If anybody is interested in a personal one-on-one reading, they're incredibly powerful, very specific, and you just can't make this stuff up. I have people say it's just they knock their socks off every time. And it's not because I make up anything about it. I just read what the bones are saying. So have a wonderful week ahead. Namaste and aho.